Now, over the years of running, cycling, swimming and triathlon, I've definitely learned the hard way that body maintenance is super important when it comes to injury prevention and consistent training. And as I've got older, it's definitely become more and more important. So I get asked all the time on the channel, what do I do? What systems have I got in place to keep myself fit and healthy? So I thought in today's video, I'd run you through my pre and post run body maintenance routine. Welcome back everyone, thanks for tuning in again. I hope you are all fit and well. I'm Lloyd Purvis and this is Run4Adventure. So the other day I took on my last long run before I get to run the brilliant Centurion South Downs Way 100. I actually hooked up with Simon, who is in the middle of his charity run where he was trying to run 480 kilometres along the Cornish coast path from Bude all the way to Plymouth and only in 7 days. So we ran a pretty tough section of coast path, 40 miles in length, all the way from Pendine Lighthouse to the picturesque fishing village of Porthleven. So this video is perfect timing because my legs are still a bit sore, they're still a bit tired, and they're definitely in need of some maintenance. So the roller that I tend to use at the moment for most of my sort of pre and post routine is actually 2 rollers in one. So in the middle, we've got this softer, smoother roller, and then on the outside, we've got this gridded roller. So to start with, I'll go for the softer, smoother roller, and I'm gonna start with the lower leg first. So I'm gonna roll out those calves, roll out the muscles down the front of the shin there, just going nice and gently to start with this more forgiving roller. Once I've done a couple of minutes of rolling, I'm gonna switch over to the gridded roller with this bit of texture, because I feel that this gives you a slightly deeper massage. So again, gonna start off nice and gently. After a tough training session or a long race, my legs can be pretty tender and quite sore. So always gonna start off gently when it comes to massaging, and then I'm gonna build up that depth of massage as I go through the rolling. So after 2 or 3 minutes, I should be able to put all my weight through this roller and it shouldn't be too uncomfortable. Once I've done all my foam rolling, I'm gonna switch over to a massage ball. And in fact, this is a dog ball, believe it or not. Only cost me £1, so I saved some money, but pretty much does the same job. I don't know whether you can see that, I've actually worn it silky smooth over the years because I've rolled on this ball so much. And a massage ball is really handy because I take it away to traveling, to races and things like that. Super easy to pack in your luggage. So again, we're gonna start off with the lower leg and I'm gonna get into those calves again. This definitely gives you a more precise and deeper massage. It's a pretty firm ball, so it gets in nice and deep. Great at getting into those foot flexors or into all those nooks and crannies that you can't get to with a foam roller. I've actually got several massage balls of different shapes, sizes and textures. Yep, just showing off with a bit of juggling there. They always said at school I was a bit of a clown, but I'm not sure they meant in that way. But yeah, I've got the big ball that's nice and shiny. I've also got a ball of a similar size, but it's textured. And then I've got this small, spiky, painful little thing. So I use this a lot in my glutes, another area of the body where I do struggle a bit. So I'm literally gonna sit down on that ball, just applying a little bit of pressure, because yep, that's pretty tender after Wednesday's long run. So just a little bit of pressure, and I'm gonna roll around on that ball and try and find any areas of sort of tension where it's a bit uncomfortable. As I go through the treatment, I'm gonna keep applying a bit more pressure to get a deeper massage, and hopefully by the end of the rolling on that spiky ball, I'll be able to put all my weight on that ball and it won't be too painful. Moving on from that little spiky ball, we are going to go to the big textured ball this time, and I'm going to do a little bit of sort of trigger point treatment on the IT band, because I'm sure you're aware that the IT band can be a pretty notorious part of the body for a runner. It can cause lots of issues further down the body. So a lot of knee pain is caused by a tight IT band. So we're going to try and locate the connection point. It can take a bit of time to find it. So it's sort of lower back to the side, just above the hip. But believe me, when you're on it, yep, you'll know you're on it, because it can be pretty fiery, that's for sure. So like all the other areas of the body that I've spoke about, you want to start off nice and gently, because if you go in super deep to start with, you might be hitting the ceiling, because like I say, it can be pretty tender to start off with. So I'm on it there. just a little bit of pressure. It gets quite uncomfortable. We're just going to hold that level of pressure until that discomfort settles down. Once it has, we're going to go in a bit deeper again, and we're going to keep doing that to the point where you've pretty much got your whole body pressure and body weight on that massage ball and everything feels okay. That feels a lot better now. The calves are loosened, the glutes are good, and I've released that IT band a bit, but for me, it doesn't stop there. So next up, I'm going to do a bit more sort of precise pinpoint treatment on areas of the body that I know I really struggle with, using my Bob and Brad massage gun. And obviously other brands are available, but over the years I've figured out that a massage gun can be a super helpful tool when it comes to your sort of recovery and body maintenance program, and I pretty much use mine every day. Now, most massage guns these days will come with a selection of sort of interchangeable heads that you can use, but I tend to always start off with the big ball head, and most of the guns will come with one of these. It's perfect for getting into those bigger muscle groups, you know, the glutes, the quads and the hamstrings. So I'll fire the gun up, put it on a mid setting of say number 3, and we're going to get into all of those areas. So into the glutes, into the quads and into the hamstrings. We're probably going to massage each area for a couple of minutes, building up the intensity as we go. Once that's all done, I'm going to move down the body, and I'm really going to focus on those problem areas that I have in the lower leg. So calves, perineals and soleus. So we're going to stick with the ball attachment to start with. And now that we've loosened those calves off with the foam roller and the massage ball, I should be able to go in a bit deeper. So we're going to turn the gun up to 4, and we're going to, oh, yeah, there's still a bit of tension there, but it feels good. We're going to get in there nice and deep, massage both the left and the right calf for a good couple of minutes. Make sure they're nice and loose. And then once that's done, we're going to stop that and we're going to switch the heads over. So now I'm going to go for this little thing, the pointed head. This is a great attachment for the lower leg, especially for me. It allows me to get in all those channels and those grooves that you just wouldn't be able to get into with the ball attachment. And this pointed head gets a lot of use in this household. Following the same sort of system as before with the pointed head attachment, we're going to go in on a nice low setting, 1 or 2, and we're going to work up and down those perineals and the soleus, making sure we focus on any areas that do feel quite tender, flushing everything through. Once I'm happy with that, we're going to turn the gun up to 3 or 4 and we're going to go in deeper this time round. Like I said, this area of the body is somewhere I do have to focus on, I do struggle, and I think it comes down to poor circulation, if I'm honest. So my lower leg tends to get sort of bunged up, it holds on to all those toxins, and you know, everything can get very sticky down there. So, you know, I tend to do a good 3 or 4 minutes of treatment with the pointed head just to make sure everything's nice and loose and flushed out. And last but not least, we're going to switch back to the ball head, and we're going to give our feet a bit of love, a bit of treatment. You know, it's funny how, you know, the only part of our body in connection with the ground is our feet, and for years and years I didn't treat them at all. I really didn't look after them, and I did struggle with plantar fasciitis a couple of times, which no runner ever wants. So I'm going to fire the gun up to sort of setting 3, a nice mid setting. Going to get into the instep there, and it really does feel good when you massage your feet with a massage gun, especially if you've been on them all day. Working across the midfoot, we're going to get into the connection points of that plantar fascia and give them a real good couple of minutes of massage and just loosen everything off. And you'll see what I mean if you do this. It really does feel nice. Your feet are all tingly and you can feel that blood flow coming back. Don't worry if you haven't got a massage gun, because a spiky ball will do just as good a job. However, I will say, you know, don't put the ball on the ground and put all your pressure on it. That's the last thing you want to do. You want to ease in gently. You don't want to damage anything in the foot, that is for sure. So just start off nice and lightly and then build up as you go. So there you have it, a bit of an insight into my pre and post run sort of body maintenance routine. Also worked into there is 3 to 4 strength and conditioning sessions a week of about 20 minutes, and I tend to do some mobility exercises before and after every run. If I've had a really tough training session or I've just finished a challenging race, I might also pop on my Myo pumps from MyoMaster. Big fan of these. I've been using them for a good 1.5 years now, and they've really helped when it comes to recovery. Literally zip them up, plug them in, switch them on, get a good 30 minutes of recovery while you sit there and maybe do some work or answer some comments on YouTube. So they are an air compression legging system. So they pump air in there causing compression, which helps to flush out all those toxins that you've built up through exercise, and it replaces it with fresh oxygenated blood. Really do help when it comes to my poor circulation in the lower leg. Like I've already mentioned, you know, recovery is super personal, and what works for me might not work for you guys at home, but I am definitely a big fan of my myopumps. It's another piece of gear that gets a lot of use. Now, I know this seems like a lot of work, and it does take me quite a lot of time to go through this sort of routine before and after most runs, but you know, if it keeps me fit, healthy, and training consistently, then I'm willing to dedicate the time to it because I love to run, you know, and there has been some times when I haven't been able to do what I love, whether it's down to niggles, injury, or even surgery, and they were tough times both mentally and physically. So like I said, a bit of time focusing on my body really has made a difference, and I think if you want longevity in this wonderful sport, then body maintenance is super important. Now, you don't need to have all these gadgets to do it, but I really would recommend investing in a good foam roller and a massage ball of some description, and use these two bits of kit alongside regular treatment with an experienced and qualified sports massage therapist. And on that note, guys, it brings another video here at Run4Adventure to an end, and a video that you guys have been asking for. So I really hope you've enjoyed it and you found it helpful. What I'll do is I'll leave a link in the description below for all the gear that I've talked about today, all the stuff I use for my body maintenance, in case you want to check it out in a bit more detail. Don't forget, if you have found it helpful, to like, comment, share and subscribe if you haven't already, because it really is a big help to the channel. But for now, from me and Colin the cauliflower, thanks for watching, thanks for supporting, it's really appreciated. We'll be back here on the channel soon, and as always, stay safe and keep on running. Isn't that right, Colin?